Alright, since I'm waiting on parts for this engine, they actually sent me the wrong contact breaker for this. Got it here. Send me this one, so Bosch. This is the wrong one. The one I need looks like, the one I need is made like this. So, waiting on this, that one part. I got the condenser that came in. I'm taking this apart now. The Kickstarter is broken, so I'm just gonna get that going first. I ordered a new seat cover already for this. I'm gonna get this all cleaned up. Look at the lid just came off the seat cover. I'm gonna remove the carb just to clean it. I wanna get the Kickstarter situation straight first. This thing has no brakes. Those cables are seized. Other than that, it spins freely. I pulled the brakes back, and they do move. Just the cables ain't worth for nothing. The brakes do move. This one in particular snaps. Don't do anything. Don't move. And this one is just ain't budging. So I'm gonna replace those cables. I don't have no ignition. So it should start up. But after this, since it's already unplugged, I'm gonna get another ignition. I need another lens for here. I got bulbs. I need a lens for here. This one's okay. I need one for here. I got bulbs. I need the lid for the battery box. I'll be spinning it around in a second when I get through working on this. Probably gonna change that belt out too. I just want to get it started. But once I get this Kickstarter going, I'm gonna check for spark. It's been sitting up since the late 80s, I heard, and that's a long time ago. Let's see what's to it. Just bring all this stuff down. So get my light. Let's see what we got. The plastic is missing off the well. It may still work. It should be all the material. The plastic is missing off of that. This is the stock for the Kickstarter. So we're gonna line everything back up and see what we got. Okay. We're gonna take all these gears off. We're gonna take all this off and clean this up a little bit. Might as well get a newer belt. I just use my wire brush on this. That's nice. All the gears looks to be okay. But we're gonna clean all these gears up. We're gonna bring these back to life. Look at this. The belt is stuck on here. I gotta peel it off. Look at that, man. I'm gonna clean all this up. I may don't remove this. It's okay. I just want to get these gears cleaned up. We're gonna clean this out real good too. Look at this bushing. Man, we about to clean all this up with our famous rust remover. That gear's okay. Look at this. Man, let's put this in our rust solution. I'm gonna take the spring off. I don't want to mess the plastic piece up. So I'm gonna take this off. Let me get my mount so you guys can see how this pull off. I don't want to damage the plastic piece when I put it in my rust cleaning solution.
The spring should come out of here. We're gonna leave this in just like that. Okay, let's dump our gears in solution right now. All right, we got all our parts in this little. Just cut this open, cut the top off this. All our parts. So guys, I got a review on my channel for this toilet bowl cleaner. This stuff is simply amazing. I got rust cleaner, quite a few different rust removers. Show you guys one that I never even opened. It's another gallon of Evaporust. This is brand new. This doesn't compare to this, and this stuff is just as safe. But it removes it 10 times quicker or 100 times quicker, and it removes the rust like effortlessly. I'll show you guys that right now. So we're gonna drench down all the parts and let this stuff do its job. I got a couple cases of this stuff. Whenever I see it, I just bat out. Look at this stuff. We're pulling the rust off already, guys. Let's pull this rust off already. Wash these parts. I'm gonna clean them up. The rust just runs away from this solution. Guys, I'm telling you, if you don't, it has to say this though. It has to be the one that's with this tag on it. Otherwise, it's garbage. If it's the works without this tag, it won't do anything. It has to be this exact product, and you're gonna get amazing results. Mark my words. Watch how this stuff looks within the next 20 minutes. So I'll be removing the carb. While this stuff works, I'll be removing the carb. So I'm about to take the carb out, clean it up real nice. I deal with these brakes. Something's wrong with this cable. I don't know if it's seized or not. Buttons down here. And it chases up through the frame. Well, we know obviously the front cable was snapped. Oh, this is the speedometer. The speedometer is snapped, and the front cable, although it's disconnected, I can make a makeshift brake stop for this. I got some stuff off a bicycle that I can hook to this. I got a cable from a bicycle that'll work for this for the time being, but we're gonna fix this. We're gonna see what's going on. Why these cables seized? I'm gonna try to spray down in them and see if I can unseize them up. But they may not, or we may have to replace them. We're gonna see. And I'm gonna let it sit for until I remove the carb. We're gonna get these parts back looking real nice. But this is probably the problem for the Kickstarter. If I'm not mistaken, it should be a plastic that comes off of this. So I have to make something. There's a little piece of it still left that keeps the Kickstarter from rotating all the way over. Therefore, it's working like it's working right now because of this. So let's take this carb off. I think I'm pretty clear now. I think it should just come right out. Look at this. Just filthy inside of there. So let me get this cleaned up real good. And since about another one, I'm just gonna clean this one up real good. Go from there. All that gunk in there. So we're gonna clean it up really good right now. Alright, we're back here.
pour the gears in here and give you guys a better look at them. Turned out nice. Still got some surface rust that I'm gonna remove. I just use my wire brush to clean that surface off. This is a for the kickstart stopper. It's nearly impossible to find this piece. All the rubber has worn off of this piece. I'm making one right now. I'm making one. I'll show you guys how I'm making it. About these rubber wedges. Flexible. So I'm gonna make something really nice out of it. For $3 you get 25. So I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna do that. I'm doing that right now using Gorilla Glue. And you have time for that to dry. And I can do the second process. I'm using the heat gun as well to kind of bend it around here. And I'll show you guys how I got my measurement for that, for the size of it, or the size it should be, from just the images. So I took measurements of the piece that's on the bike steel, the metal piece, and I scaled up the image on the computer to fit that measurement. And then I got the measurement, approximate measurement of the rubber boot that goes on, that it sits on top of or sit around that metal piece to try to give me an idea. So it's just approximate, it won't be exact. And what else? Yeah, we're gonna put this back on. Then we're gonna test for spark. Let me show you guys the carb. This carb was so gummed up, I had to let some carb cleaner sit inside of it all night long. And look at this. It's like almost like some glue. So let's clean this up. Look at that. We need this cleaned out. Let's clean this up really good. Right now, it should come clean. Okay. Completely cleaned out. Okay, the carb is done completely. Got reinstalled. Everything is good to go. Now I just trimmed the excess off of this. This is the height. That's the height. So I gotta get my heat gun down. I'm gonna curve this on here. I may trim it. It may be a little bit too wide, so I may do some more trimming to it. We're gonna see. Let's put it up here. I'll be using some JB Well So it should be like about here as far as the picture. I'm gonna curve it with the heat gun. Okay, got me a line mark and where the thing actually starts just in front of that screw. I'll put a screenshot of the image. So it's got the JB welds there. Side, we'll put something at the bottom. So use the heat gun to bend it. So I actually cut it, trim some more off so it can tuck under there. Good. Dry, that should be perfect. It should be good. So I'm gonna let this sit overnight. That JB weld, the steel should bond to that metal. I'll get a Q-tip and wipe it from off that, so I don't want to stick into the clamps when I remove it. Okay. On here, this should be perfect. This ain't budging. This is perfect. Okay, guys, I'm about to go back with everything, but I found another reason why this wasn't working properly. This was seized up. This corkscrew was seized up. It wasn't allowed the Kickstarter to engage. It has to move freely like this. Because what it does, it pulls these gears to here. And when the Kickstarter is pressed down to engage, and when it comes back up, when it springs back up, it moves the gear back so it won't constantly spin and shred the gears when this is rotating when the engine starts. So all this job is this corkscrew is to pull this shaft forward when the Kickstarter is pressed down, and when you release it, it moves this gear out the way so it won't shred on these gears. So these gears won't shred while the engine is rotating at high RPMs. It's just rotating, period, when it starts. So it disengages when the Kickstarter is sprung back up into place. So it took me a minute to get this unseized. It was seized up. I had to heat it up a lot. It was seized up, and now I'm using just some grease to kind of keep it lubed. So I'll be putting everything back together. Also, the parts are in for the airplane motor for the 6x6. I'm about to install that today, and hopefully we got spark with that. And I'm gonna finish the Kickstarter with this and check for spark and compression with this engine. Okay. About to install the belt. Everything is lined up. That's perfect. So I'm gonna install the belt and put the cover back over. Okay, I'm done with the Kickstarter on that. I just finished soldering this back on perfectly. Can't budge those wires. I can remove this tape now. This is just to hold the wires in place for me. New condenser is installed. The new points are installed. So now I'm gonna set everything, put the flywheel back on. There, got this soldering iron, is amazing. It's old school. So that's all the flywheel, so I can set the points. I think there's 16,000 for the gap, and we should be all good. I'm gonna do some continuity testing in a second first before I install the flywheel. Okay, we're putting back everything with new lines. Just put a new coil in. I'm about to install new CDI, new spark plug right now. So we should be sparking real good. And I got the brake cables. I pretty much got everything. Carburetors installed. So let me finish up, get these lines. I'm gonna have to cut these hoses. I don't know if I may have to replace these hoses. We're gonna see. Okay guys, we're gonna start the Honda first. Hopefully it'll start. Put some oil in it. See it kind of trickling down to the line. So we got some oil. I got my makeshift fuel tank, gas tank, so I can use that one. We're gonna see what it turn over. And then I'll do another video for this. First start, ready to go. Ready to go with this. And install the seat I just made. CDI box is lighting up. Okay, I gotta remove the carb. I don't know what's wrong with it. So I'm gonna take it off. I thought I cleaned it thoroughly, but I'm gonna take it off and I'm gonna see what's going on. Okay, I just changed the oil in this thing. That's some of the good oil. Those are black. These are two. This is the field screw. This is the drain. 10 millimeters, the 9/16. Gas tank back on. Adding your fuel filter. Put the petcock back on. And then gas. I'm gonna have to remove the carb again and do some cleaning. I think we're okay now. So let's see.
I wanted to make sure the needle was seating properly and the little rubber tip on that needle wasn't worn or anything. And because I thought the car was possibly flooding and the needle not seating correctly in there to stop the gas flow, but it was actually fine. And I'll zoom in a little closer and show you guys that the needle was perfect and seating perfectly, and that wasn't my issue. I should have caught my issue. Maybe not after the initial startup, but definitely when I started the second time, I should have caught it, because I deal with this stuff so much and been doing it since I was 9 years old.
Okay guys, this thing wouldn't run idle for nothing. It took forever to start. I removed the carburetor like 3 times, making sure everything was clean and the needle was seating properly and everything was fine. And it just dawned on me that after this thing hadn't ran in so long, I wasn't getting nothing coming out of the tailpipe. Well, I dropped the tailpipe and now I got it's flying, it's moving out now. First it wasn't staying running unless I did full throttle, and it wasn't even powerful enough to spin the wheel. And now we're good. Let me show you guys how it kicks off. So we're gonna try to clean this muffler out somehow. They're extremely hard to find, but we're gonna try to make it work. I'm gonna blow this thing out with the air or do something to it and see if I can get it unclogged. So yeah, let me show you guys. It started up on the dime now. I'm excited. Exhaust back on. We're gonna see what we got. Hopefully that did it. Just want to get it running so I can tune the car up. The headlight's not working. The signal's working. The light covers will be in a couple days, or the seat cover. And they get the rear brake fixed. The front brakes, I got them adjusted all the way out, so they're stopping okay now. We're gonna get the rear brake fixed. The rear brake cable don't work. And yeah, get an air breather. Go over there. Pretty much it for right now. It'll be halfway decent, but it's wrong. Brought it back from the grave. Gotta get a battery cover top. dog. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be back with more stuff like this when I get it together in a couple, in about a week or so. When it's all nice and cleaned up, I'll make another video when it's going out driving it and having some fun on it. And then the next video I'll be posting is this guy. We're starting this up tomorrow. I'm gonna take it for his first drive. I'm really excited about this. Really am. And we got this 28 horsepower engine. We're gonna see how fast it is. This should be a lot of fun. So subscribe to the channel for this video as well. And be uploading in a couple days. And a whole bunch of more things. So once again, hope you enjoyed this video. Terrence, I'm out.